Hi, it's me again. Now this is another one that I spoke about briefly on the main channel a couple of days ago. But I think it's worth it having its own quick little video where we can talk about it, because this situation I've spoke about before, it annoys the hell out of me. It properly boils my pee, it really does. But it's been reported somewhat differently. I think they're starting to listen to us. I really do. So this is the story in question. It was in the Wiltshire Gazette and Herald. Wiltshire man hauled to court for not paying TV licence. Now, you know how much I hate these, right? And they always give the full name of the person and basically their home address. It's ridiculous. So this was reported by Daniel Angelini. And it says here, a Wiltshire man has been brought before the court for using a TV without a licence. And then it gives the person's name and basically their full address. This is the local paper. You're supposed to represent the local people, not name and shame them in your local community. How is that winning favour with the local community? Maybe the gentleman in question here is a small business owner locally who would have liked to have advertised to the local people in the Gazette and Herald, and now you've completely knackered that bridge, haven't you? But anyway, that's a different story. This is what it says. So the gentleman in question initially pleaded not guilty on August the 18th to using a television receiver at his home address for the 5 months up to the date of December the 16th, 2021, without paying for an appropriate licence. Worded a bit differently already. Normally it says using a TV without a licence. Now they're saying using a television receiver. And he's building up to, I think this Daniel Angelini has done the basic job required that none of the other journalists have managed to do. So credit where it's due. I still don't like it. We'll come to that. The defendant was found to have been using the equipment to watch or record live programmes and was advised by letter that he could avoid prosecution if he purchased a licence in full or maintained payments towards a licence as detailed in the TV Licensing Prosecution Code. So again, Daniel Angelini has gone a bit further than most of them. He's actually said using equipment to watch or record live programmes, because you can't watch or record anything that's being broadcast or use BBC iPlayer without paying for the television licence fee. That's not normally mentioned. I think they're starting to listen to us. But there's an important point here. If you're new to all of this, there's an important point here. Now, I never condone watching anything you shouldn't be watching if you don't pay the licence fee. Regular viewers will know that. If you don't pay the licence fee, you can't watch recordings being broadcast or use BBC iPlayer. But you can still watch probably 90% of the stuff you'd watch anyway. But important to point out here, the only way the defendant was caught doing this wasn't by a letter, it wasn't by some high-tech spy equipment in a van. It was by one of the goons that knocked on the door. So he either let them in to inspect his equipment, who were misses, or he talked to them on the doorstep. And even if you just say, no, not interested, don't require one, they know the longer they can keep you talking, the more chance you've got of saying something that's going to drop you right in it. Some of them are quite good at their jobs. Now, I don't condone doing stuff you shouldn't be doing, but if one knocks on your door, hello, who are you? I'm from TV Licensing. No thanks, mate. Shut the door. Done. No more can come of it. That's it. This prosecution couldn't have happened, and the 320-odd thousand prosecutions a year that do happen, I think it's that many, I'll have to double check it, wouldn't happen if everyone just said, no thanks, mate, and shut the door. That's it. It would be the end of TV licensing. There'd be no more prosecutions. That's the message we need to get out. I don't expect Andrew Angelini to say that, obviously. But anyway, what else we got? So the gentleman in question failed to comply with the offer for an out-of-court disposal and then changed his plea to guilty. That's another good point I didn't pick up on a minute ago. He was offered by TV Licensing to purchase a licence in full and maintain payments towards a licence, and they will drop the prosecution. I can't say I've heard of that happening too often. Why that wasn't taken up, don't know. But yeah, he changed his plea to guilty and he got a £103 fine and has got to pay 34 quid to fund victim services for some reason that I don't understand that bit either. They say on the letters, and the goons will tell you on your doorstep, not that you should be talking to them, but if you did, they would tell you that the maximum fine is £1,000 if you're caught. Really rarely given out. I can't remember hearing for a long time that a £1,000 fine's been given out. That's below average, the 103. It's only about 150. That's a low fine, isn't it? That's low. £103 fine and £34 to victim services is less than the cost of the TV licence. And it's important to say, he wouldn't have had to pay it if he didn't talk to the goons. Oh, he shouldn't have been watching stuff, shouldn't be watching. The TV licence costs £159 a year and is required to record programmes, use catch-up services like the iPlayer, watch free channels or channels that are part of paid packages like Sky and Virgin Media. Like I said, this reporter has done the basics here, but missing a trick there. You could have, that could have been put better, couldn't it? A TV licence costs £159 a year and is required to watch or record anything as it's being broadcast or access BBC iPlayer. He has said watch free channels or channels that are part of paid packages, but he doesn't say you can watch Netflix, you can watch Discovery Plus, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Freevee, or whatever thing's called now, ITVX, all 4 Channel 5, all of that, as long as you don't watch anything as it's broadcast on it, you don't hit the live button, you'll be laughing. Yeah, so they're starting to listen, they're changing the wording of this. I'm still not going to give him a good score on it, but it's a bit better, right? But I fail to understand why they have to name and shame the people in their local community. And also, if we can get the message out there more to not talk to these goons on a doorstep, even if, like me, you're doing nothing wrong and haven't for 10 years, I still wouldn't talk to one. You know, I don't condone watching stuff, blah, blah, blah. But if you didn't talk to them, none of this would happen. No one would be prosecuted for it if you didn't talk to the goons. We've got to get that message out there more, haven't we? What do you think about this one? Let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments below. I normally put a link to these stories in the description. I'm not going to put a link to this one because it's got the gentleman's name and his address and his age and everything in it. And I'm not being part of the naming and shaming here. But yeah, odd one, isn't it? Let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Hit the buttons and all of that stuff. And hopefully I'll get to see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.